Long ago, in a far-off land that we now know as Mali in West Africa, there once was a very small but prosperous riverside village. This riverside village had at its very center a bustling marketplace that were full of different merchants who were there to sell their wares every morning. Each morning at sunrise, the merchants would gather in the center of the square in the marketplace, as eager shoppers came to buy goods that they needed. To attract the shoppers to their merchant stands, the different merchants had songs that they would sing to bring customers to buy from them. The basket merchants were there with hand-woven baskets, and they would sing, "The market is open, for shoppers we are hoping. Baskets, baskets, come buy some now." There were also merchants there with hand-woven fabrics that people could use to make clothing and household items. And to bring customers to their merchant stand, the fabric merchants would sing, "The market is open, for shoppers we are hoping. Fabrics, fabrics, come buy some now." There were also farmers there in the marketplace, selling lots of fruits and vegetables from their gardens and their fields. And so that they could get their customers to come and buy, the farmers would sing, "The market is open, for shoppers we are hoping. Fresh grown produce, come buy some now." The people were happy. The people were free. And to celebrate their happiness and freedom, they would dance the dance Folklore around the center of the square.
Folklore is a dance and rhythm. It's for celebrations, marriages, or rites of passages by the Fulani people of West Africa.
Cam Kelly is the master drummer from the Day program. LaQuita, you were playing djembe.
I was on djembe, you were on dununs.
And Bonnie Barnes with the Day program was on songban. What's the image on the backdrop?
Oh, you know what? This is a marketplace in Ghana. So when we go, we might be shopping on this road. Like this is a picture from nowadays.
You will be shopping. I'll find somewhere to sit down.
Okay.
Cam Kelly, the master drummer of the Day program, taught us the rhythm Folklore as part of our Atumpan summer workshop series.
Oh yeah, Yeah, that's true because Atumpan, the day program, and the Sassouma has had a great relationship this year. We've had a lot of fun over the summer. And WRHO, he's the founder of Sassouma. He's the lead choreographer, whereas he taught us the dance movements over the summer. I tweaked the choreography for this production.
As the merchants and their customers conducted their business, the merchants had to stay on the lookout for a sneaky little woman named Sassouma. Sassouma was the village thief. Sassouma was the type of person that lots of people know as trifling, because Sassouma did not like to work. Sassouma would rather climb to the top of Mount Kilimanjaro to steal something from somebody rather than stand flat-footed on the ground and earn an honest day's living through work. As the different merchants conducted their business, Sassouma crept around the center of the square. She first went to the basket merchant and tried to snatch one of their fine baskets. But the basket merchant saw her and said, looks like the marketplace is infested with one big rat. Let me get my broom and do some clean sweeping. And the basket merchant chased Sassouma away. But Sassouma ran right past the basket merchant and went over to the fabric merchant. And there she was trying to steal a bolt of fabric. But she was caught red-handed, and the fabric merchant chased her away. Next, Sassouma tried to steal some food from the farmers. But the farmers were on the lookout and saw her coming. And before she could make off with any of their goods, they chased her away. Once Sassouma had been chased out of the marketplace, the merchants and their customers returned to their business of buying and selling. But suddenly, in the distance, they heard the song of cuckoo, telling them that someone had had a successful day of fishing. A cuckoo ni carabora, eh, a cuckoo ni carabora, ni carafonterier, a cuckoo ni carabora, eh, cuckoo, a cuckoo ni carabora, ni carafonterier. It was Sogolon, the fisherwoman, who was famous for always catching the biggest and the most fish. Sogolon went into the marketplace, where she sold fish for gold. She traded some fish for goods. And she was happy to share some fish with some of her friends. And to celebrate Sogolon's successful day of fishing, the people danced to the music of cuckoo.
Cuckoo is a dance and rhythm done for a successful day of fishing.
The djembe orchestra is led by a master drummer who plays lots of solos.
Yes, those are the roles that play in and out of the rhythm. They accent the dancer's movements.
And the solos add dimension to the rhythm. main characters are Sogolon, the fisherwoman, and Sassouma, the thief.
Oh, Sogolon's the good guy, Sassouma or Sassy is the bad guy. How'd you come up with those names?
Well, Sogolon is the name of the mother of a real emperor, Sundiata Keita of Mali, and Sassouma was one of her rival queens.
Oh, an actual historical reference. That's pretty cool. Well, Cuckoo is now a general celebration dance performed by many cultures in West Africa.
As the merchants and shoppers celebrated Sogolon's successful day of fishing by dancing the dance Cuckoo, Sassouma the thief returned to the center of the square to resume her stealing. She had got a basket, and she was just about to make off with a few of the farmers' fruits and vegetables when she was spotted, and the people surrounded her. Sassouma, we are tired of your stealing ways. We are going to send you away to the chief and allow him to deal with you. Maybe he will toss you in jail. But Sogolon the fisherwoman took pity on Sassouma the thief. Sogolon said, "No, do not take Sassouma away. It is not her fault that she does not know how to earn an honest day's living. Please, let me teach her the ways of being a successful fisherwoman like me. That way, she can earn her own living." The merchants gathered together and considered Sogolon's idea. And one of them said, "Sogolon, are you sure this is what you want to do? We all know that Sassouma can't be trusted as far as you can throw her. What if she does learn to be a fisherwoman, but still goes back to stealing and robbing as she's done in the past? What will become of her then? What will become of you and your reputation?" Sogolon thought long and hard. And finally, she said with a sigh, "I will do my best to help Sassouma change her thieving ways. But if she does not change and returns to stealing, then I will go to jail right along with her." The people considered Sogolon's idea, and they agreed to allow her to give Sassouma a chance to learn to be a fisherwoman to earn her own living. Sogolon and Sassouma went to the river so that Sassouma could begin to learn the ways of becoming an honest fisherwoman. Sogolon said, "Come along, Sassouma. We must first start by building your traps so that you will have your own to do your work. The way that you build the traps is by cutting the greenest reeds you can find. That's what we will use to build the traps that you will use to catch your fish to earn your gold." Sassouma started to cut the reeds, but they were green and tough, and she found this was hard work that she didn't like to do. So Sassouma did what Sassouma did best. She started to goof off and daydream. And she daydreamed about hunting down a mighty lion, and the people gathering around her in the center of the marketplace square. To celebrate her hunt with a dance, Sofa.
Sofa is a dance and rhythm performed before and after a successful hunt.
This dance was featured in the opening of a show that the D.A.Y program produced back in February 2020.
Well, what about the two children, the cute little kids that are about to skip out on stage?
Oh yeah, that's cute little Sydney and Carter Rose, children of two of the adult performers on the stage.
Okay, so trivia question, put it into the chat. How old do you think they are?
84 and 85.
get this straight. Sassouma is goofing off, daydreaming about a successful hunt, dancers celebrating her. I thought this show was about unity, the Kwanzaa principle of the day.
Yeah, unfortunately, Sassouma's just being trifling. She's not doing anything to Harambe or to pull together with Sogolon to catch any fish.
Okay, Harambe does mean to pull together. We should Harambe for the holidays. Kim Kelly, he's the dance instructor of the day program. Me, LaQuita Staten, I'm the choreographer with Atumpan Edutainment.
Sassouma's daydreaming was interrupted by Sogolon. Sassouma, you're not doing any work. You must do some work if you want to share the gold. Sassouma looked about quickly and said, "Oh, I can't do any work right now. I was cutting these reeds and I hurt my back with all this bending and stooping, and I cannot stand up straight. I must rest." Sogolon looked suspiciously at Sassouma. Sassouma, you must share in the work if you want to share in the gold. Sassouma looked at Sogolon and said, "I am sharing the work, Sogolon. You're gonna go ahead and finish cutting all these reeds by yourself to build my traps. And I've already gotten a sore back for you so that you don't have to." Sogolon could not believe Sassouma's foolishness, but she waved the woman on, and Sassouma went and lay beneath a tree where she rested her sore back and fell fast asleep. Once Sogolon had finished cutting all the reeds by herself, she brought them over to Sassouma and woke her up. "Sassouma, wake up! I have cut all the reeds. Now it's time to show you how to build your own fishing traps so that you can catch the fish to earn your gold. You must take the reeds and bend them into circles and then tie them together to make your fishing baskets." Sassouma tried and tried and tried to bend the reeds, but she found this too was hard work that she did not like. So she began to daydream once again about how she would be such a celebrated fisherwoman. And whenever she would come into the village, the people would always dance the dance Sente to celebrate her heroics.
Sente is a rites of passage dance of the Nalu people of Guinea, West Africa. This intro is a solo by the lead drummer.
Sassouma, snap out of it. You have to do some work. I've cut the reeds all by myself for you. Now you have to help build the traps. Sassouma looked around for an excuse and she cried, "Ow! I can't build the traps with you, Sogolon, because I have cramps in my hands and splinters in my fingers. What am I to do?" Sogolon looked at Sassouma suspiciously. "Sassouma, you must share in the work if you want to share in the gold that you're supposed to get from catching these fish." Sassouma snapped back. "I am sharing in the work, Sogolon. You're gonna go ahead and build all these traps for me, and I've already got cramps in my hands and splinters in my fingers so that you won't have to." Once again, Sogolon could not believe the nonsense that was coming out of Sassouma's mouth, but she shooed the woman away, and the lazy woman went back to sleep underneath the tree. Once Sogolon had finished building all the fishing traps by herself, it was time to place them into the river. Wake up, Sassouma! It is time for us to swim out into the water to place the traps to catch the fish. But Sassouma was fast asleep and would not rise. So Sogolon called the other fisherwomen who were nearby, and they began to drag Sassouma to the river. As Sassouma was being dragged to the river, she began to sound a little like George Clinton in Parliament in the Funkadelics. Sir Nose devoid of funk. I can't swim. Put me down. I hate the water. Let go of my arms and legs. But the other fishermen and Sogolon would not hear of it. They were just about to toss her into the river when she said, "No, wait, please. I really can't swim." Sogolon looked at her and said, "You must share in the work, Sassouma, if you're going to share the gold." Sassouma looked around for another excuse and said, "I will share the work. You go ahead and swim out into the river and place all those traps in the water by yourself. And if you get bitten by a snake or a crocodile, I'll die for you so that you won't have to." Sogolon was getting angrier by the minute, but she just walked out into the river and began to place the traps by herself, while Sassouma fell asleep under the tree once again. Hours passed by. And Sassouma was awakened with a mighty shout. "Sassouma!" Sogolon said. "Come, the fishing traps, they're being pulled by the current and the weight of the fish. We've caught lots of fish today. Help me pull the traps in." So Sogolon pulled on the traps and pulled while Sassouma was faking on three and was barely doing any work. But when the traps came out of the river, they were full of large fish. Sassouma rubbed her hands together greedily and thought of all the gold that she would get for her successful day of fishing. And she had done it all by tricking Sogolon into doing all the work for her. But Sogolon had another plan. Sogolon shook all the fish out onto the ground and began to skip happily away with the fishing traps. Sassouma said, "Sogolon, where are you going? We have these fish to take to the market to sell." Sogolon looked back with a laugh. "Ha ha! Sassouma, you go ahead and take those few little fish and sell them in the market to see what gold you will get. Me, I'm going to take all these fishing traps that you and I built to the market to sell them to the other fisherwomen. They are lucky fishing traps. Surely we'll get lots more gold for lucky fishing traps built by the great Sogolon, the fisherwoman." Sassouma looked at the fishing traps. A lot of them were beginning to break because of the water and the weight of the fish. They were slimy. They smelled bad. Who would want to pay good gold for baskets like that? But those fishing baskets had caught lots of fish, and maybe they did have the luck of Sogolon all over them. And the fisherwomen would pay good gold for lucky traps built by the best fisherwoman in the land. After some thought, Sassouma snatched the fishing trap from Sogolon. "No, Sogolon, you did most of the work to catch these fish, so you go ahead and take the fish to the market to sell. I will take the fishing traps, and I will do my very best to get what little gold I can for the traps. After all, they are lucky traps built by Sogolon the Great. The two women tugged back and forth on the fishing trap. And finally, Sogolon let it go. Okay, Sassouma, go ahead and take the fishing traps back to the marketplace and see what the fisherwomen give you when you get there. Sassouma skipped away with the fishing traps and she looked back at Sogolon and yelled, "So long, Sogolon, you sucker!" And she ran off ahead of Sogolon to beat her to the marketplace. Sogolon dragged her heavy load of fish back to the marketplace. And as she arrived, she saw a great commotion. First, she saw a crowd of angry people running. And in front of that angry crowd of people was Sassouma trying to escape for her life. The fisherwomen were running behind her with broken fishing traps, ready to give Sassouma what she deserved for trying to trick them out of their gold. Sassouma saw Sogolon and she ran over to her. She grabbed her around her legs and said, "Sogolon, help me, please." The other fisherwoman, "They've gone crazy. They say I've tried to trick them by selling them broken and battered traps. Help me, save me, Sogolon, please." Sogolon looked down at Sassouma and took pity on her and said, "I will help you, Sassouma, just like you helped me. Remember when we were cutting all those reeds at the river to build your traps and you got a sore back so that I wouldn't have to? And then remember when I built all the traps by myself and you got splinters in your hand and you got sore fingers so that I wouldn't have to? And then remember when I swam out into the river and placed the traps by myself and you said that you would die for me if I got bitten by a snake or a crocodile so that I wouldn't have to? Well, just like you helped me, I'm gonna help you out right now. You go ahead and take this beating these fisherwomen are gonna give to you, and I'll just stand by and I'll take your pain. So long, Sassouma. And Sogolon went on to the marketplace, and Sassouma ran out of the village and was never seen again. And when Sogolon arrived in the marketplace, she did what she always did. She sold fish for gold. She traded some for goods. She shared some with her friends. And to celebrate, the people gathered around and sang, "Sardines, hey, and pork and beans, 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 hey, and pork and beans." Wrong era, wrong song. They said, "A kukwe ni karaboda, eh, a kukwe ni karaboda, ni karafonterie, a kukwe ni karaboda, eh, kuku, a kukwe ni karaboda, ni karafonterie." to celebrate Sogolon's successful day of fishing.
Hi, I'm Corey, the talented blind guy. I'm the playwright. I'm blind, I cannot see, my eyes don't work. Cam Kelly, the lead percussionist you're listening to right now, he uses a wheelchair. His legs don't work. But we've enjoyed working together in unity, or umoja, to bring this production to you as differently abled artists. We'd like to thank our talented production staff, our cast, our crew, for bringing this to fruition, as well as our musicians and our special community partners. Join the movement to continue the work of Atumpan Edutainment. Become a patron of Atumpan, or donate through Cash App at #BlindGuyHisWife. All donations go to Atumpan Edutainment Incorporated, a 501c3 nonprofit, and all donations are tax deductible.
Text the home team to 757-231-3949 to get alerts and stay in the loop.